Hey guys, welcome back to another Wednesday. You know what time it is, moving strong once again. I'm just going to get straight into it. We know the drill now. Please send through, it's been great getting some feedback on the sessions. If you're liking them the way we're doing them with the kind of giant sets at the moment, shoot that through. Or if you'd like to see a little bit of a change, let me know, happy with the feedback. Okay, straight into it. So today we're going to be working those hinging patterns again. So we're just going to be getting warmed up mainly for that deadlift as your main lift, and then the accessory pieces from there, okay? So as per normal, 6-minute EMOM, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest or your transition time. First movement's gonna be your inchworm. So from here, feet underneath the hips, walking those feet out into that plank, coming down from the push-up, coming into that front raise, from here coming into that pike, and walking those feet towards those hands, getting that lengthening out of the hamstrings. From there, do your 45 seconds of those. Then for a bit of your activation stuff, you're going to go into your box hand curls, okay? So whatever you've got, bench, chair, doesn't matter. Just want to have something where your legs are roughly around 90 degrees, so knee and hip, okay? And then just from here, heels are on top of the chair or the bench, lock your ribs down, squeeze your bum. I'm just going to drive up and open up those hips, control on the way down, okay? Just going to go 45 seconds worth of those. And then the last one, just to prep more so your hinging pattern, you're going to go into your Dow good mornings. So bar or Dow or broomstick, whatever you've got just on the upper back, and then from here, feet in the deadlifting position underneath the hips, soft bend in the knee, pushing back, really engaging through the hips, holding here and coming back up. So the tempo I'd like to see on these guys is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and up nice and fast. Okay, just making sure we're not getting to here, and instead of pushing the bum back, rounding, just make sure you get into that nice tension on the hamstrings and that nice flat back. All right, that's just 6 minutes of warm up. Then we're going to get straight into your main set. So same thing, like I said before, going through your giant sets. Your part one is going to be a pause deadlift. So this is a great drill for you guys to really become in tune with what you're feeling during your deadlift. So normally it's, you know, from the floor up relatively fast, and we've been doing a lot of eccentrics lately. What we're going to be doing on this time is we're going to be pausing on the concentric. So a really good way of identifying, are you still lifting the bar off the ground, or are you pushing through the floor with your feet and driving that bar up, okay? So if you get to your pause position is going to be just below your knee. If you get to that position and you're starting to feel that lower back a little bit too much, it probably means that you're going to be lifting rather than pushing, and we'll just go through those variations now, okay? So starting with the good one, the pushing through the floor. As normal, feet underneath the hips, bar covering just under the tongue of the shoes. Just like the good mornings, we have that good hinge down on the bar, hands just below the knees. Then I can use my legs to come down. I set my back, take the tension from the bar, and I'm going to push just below the knees. Push, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze through, and then control on the way down. One more time, I set my back, I can wiggle my toes, and I push through the floor, hold, 5, 4, and in this position I want to be okay. If I've lost my lats, get my lats back on, get my upper back on. I should feel some tension in my hamstrings, bang. Then I'm going to squeeze my glutes through nice and fast, control on the way down. So you have 5 reps with a 5-second pause. The difference there is you can see my back angle stays the same. What a bad rep would look like, or lifting off the floor. Set here. This is where I'm going to feel myself lifting and try to use or arch through my lower back to lift up. So make sure you see that back angle stay nice and flat, and think about pushing hard through the floor. Okay? That is your part one of your main set. Jumping inside, we're just going to need a slidey surface for the second part. So these are going to be your hamstring curls, okay? So we're going to have a few options with these. If you can do this single leg, you're going to do 5 per side. If you need to do it both legs, which is totally fine, you'll do 10 reps in total. If you struggle with this movement, I'm going to get you to go back to the box hamstring curls that we did in the warm-up, okay? So what this will look like, just need a sliding surface, grab something that will slide. So I'm going to use my beanie, and then from here what you'll do, lying on the floor, feet will be on the surface near your bum, okay? From here, you're going to come up into your bridge. And then from here, you're going to extend your legs out, hold in your bridge, and then pull that beanie back towards your bum. One more time. Ribs are down, butt is up nice and high. You're going to keep that bridge, as you come all the way out, squeezing tight, and then pulling back into that, heels and towards the butt. Guarantee you're going to feel those hammies blowing up. Now, if you can, single leg version of this, same thing. One leg goes out, drive up into your glute bridge, extend the leg out, pull the heel back in, okay? Get those hammies pretty good, guys. So again, if you can do the single leg, 5 reps. If you can do both legs, do 10 reps. And if you can't do either of those, totally fine. Stick with your box hamstring curls and push those heels through the bench and drive up and feel the hammies. This way. You ready? Okay, so from there, then you're going to go into your single leg RDL to finish. So with the hamstring, after the deadlift and after those curls, they're going to be pretty cooked. So I'm happy for these to be with no weight. If you want to use weight, go for it. Grab a double dumbbell or a kettlebell or whatever you have, a backpack, and you can do these. But basically what we're looking for with these, single leg RDL, so coming onto that foot. From here, the same hinge pattern. I'm going to have a soft bend in my knee, and then I'm going to go pushing my hips back until I get to that same position as I'm over the bar, and then I'm going to keep pushing my hip back until I can touch both hands on the floor. What we don't want to see here, guys, is sort of cheating, whereas I'm pushing back into my hip, okay, that's good, and then I stop pushing back into my hip, and I sort of flex my back to get myself down to the floor, okay? So focus on bending that one knee, keep the tension on the glute, push back into your hips, keep pushing back into your hips so that back stays flat, and then squeezing up, okay? 10 reps on one side, 10 reps on the other. If you're doing it weighted, you can do the opposite hand weighted to the leg. So if my right leg is working, my left arm is holding the weight, you can do that. Or you can go double as well. That's totally fine. If you want to use a barbell, that's totally fine too. But with the load being here and the intensity of the hamstring curls, totally fine for those to be unweighted, okay? So those are your main sets. Then we're going to go into your accessories. Again, with the accessories, in the main set, guys, resting 2 to 3 minutes after you've completed all 3, and then you're going to do that 4 times, all right? Your accessories is 2 to 3 rounds. So for your first bit, you're going to go into your single leg weighted step up. So with these guys, whatever height you've got, if you can make it work, you're trying to just make sure that the height is just above your kneecap, okay? So the reason being for this is when we come into that single leg step up, we want to make sure that the hip crease is below the knee. So if you're someone that struggles with getting depth in your squat, 1, because of mobility, or 2, because of strength, this drill is really good, and we want to make sure that we don't have the box too low, so where the hips are in line, and you're just strengthening that range. We want to make sure we get those hips under the knee, okay, or under the kneecap, and then we're driving so it's like just a single leg squat. So from here, I want that knee to be forward over the toe, okay? Make sure we're not back in this position where the knee is in line with the ankle. I want you to get forward into that position. You can lean forward as much as you need to, and then from here, like a 90-10 rule, so 90% of the weight in this leg, 10% in the back leg, and you're gonna try to not push off and step all the way up. Make sure you lock out before this other leg comes down, okay? And then on the way down, guys, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1 to the floor. So we're just gonna make sure that we're a little bit more controlled on the way down than on the way up. If this is nice and fast, just make sure you're controlling that. Okay, you're gonna go 15 per side. So if you want to weight these guys, you can, either in a suitcase position, or you can front rack it in here, which is totally fine, or goblet squat, hold it here, and do the same thing. Again, making sure that knee is, or the hip is below the knee, you're driving that knee towards the toes or the little toe, and then you're gonna get 90-10% driving up and making sure that leg is locked out before you touch that leg, okay? That's gonna be your single leg step up. The next thing is gonna be a push press, but we're mainly gonna focus on the eccentric part of this movement, okay? So you've done a lot of pressing last week, and we do a lot of pressing in the gym, and if we're doing lots of high rep work, it tends to be pumping out those reps where we're focusing on just locking out and then bringing that bar down to our shoulders as fast as we can, okay? So what we're gonna work on is the lowering phase of that press, just to change the stimulus. So if you've got a dumbbell, great. If you've only got a barbell, you can do this too. You'll just do 15 total reps, or if you've got a kettlebell, perfect as well. So with these, all right, what we're gonna be doing from here is your normal push press position. You're gonna dip, drive, hold, and then it's gonna be a 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, go. 4, 3, 2, 1, dip, drive, press. 4, 3, 2, 1. So again, just to change how you would normally be doing that movement, which is all concentric, we're going to switch the focus to your eccentric. So the push press is there just to take away really the concentric movement or the upward movement, so you're not really working on this phase. Okay, then I want you to be all working on the downward phase. So if you're doing it with a barbell, same thing, 4 seconds back down into your rack position. Okay, that's going to be the single arm push press. Then for your core stuff, guys, you're going to go into your classic dead bugs. So again, we've done lots of these, same thing, 15 per side. I'll just alternate where I am. So from here, the full dead bug, arms and knees up. Make sure the knees aren't coming towards the chest, because that's going to help drive your lower back in, okay? So from here, drive the lower back in, and you're going to go opposite sides. Hold, back down. Again, the whole idea being, guys, is that we're not losing the midline and then having to fix it, is that it never turns off as we're moving. If you're finding that challenging, guys, don't worry about the arms, just go to the legs. And again, if you're finding that really challenging, rather than extending your leg all the way, make sure you just come down and touch up. The goal is not to lose contact with the floor, or when we're moving the extremities, to be moving the other one in, okay? Keep that knee where it is, drive the lower back in, extend and down. Cool, guys. So then from there, you'll go into your recovery stuff. So like we've been talking about, trying to extend your 2 minutes of nasal breathing out to 5, if possible. And then from there, what I'd like you guys to be doing after hinging a fair bit is either 1, spending some time rolling out your lower backs, or 2, if you've got a trigger point ball, just sitting onto that bench or chair, whatever you've got, get that trigger point ball underneath the hamstrings, and then just go through some flexion and extension on any tight points that you can feel, okay? And then lastly, you'll just go into 1 minute of your pigeon pose, so knee coming to right angles, hips underneath, and then coming forward as best you can, just trying to hang out here on each side for a minute, okay? Done a lot of glute work today. Enjoy, guys. Like I said at the start, give me some feedback. If you're liking how these are running, perfect, we're gonna keep them the same. Otherwise, we can change them up depending on what you guys want. Have fun.